day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again. My name is Daniel. I'm the CEO of Feton Corporation. Today, I would like to share what is commercial lighting and what is industrial lighting with you. Before we go, please let's remember one sentence. That is, products are only the carrier of lighting solution. Let me say that once again. Products are only the carrier of lighting solution. What does it mean? We can understand it from industrial lighting first. In the field of industrial lighting, what really matters is actually not the products itself and not the price, but how to complete a lighting project with lower cost and higher efficiency is the most important thing. Let's take an example. In the parking lots lighting projects, we can use either street lights, we can use floodlights, we can use highway lights, which is not important. We can use whatever we need or whatever we think is better or whatever we like. In the meanwhile, the original product's price is also not a key factor in industrial lighting projects. To better understand it, let me share a real lighting case to you to let us understand why I am saying that the single products, the price is not important. About 3 years ago, a client ordered 5 containers of street lights from us and requested a low price. To achieve the goal, we made some adjustments to the lens technology. Guess what? In the end, we completed the lighting project with only 3 containers of the street lights. From 5 containers to 3 containers, which we helped the client to save a total cost by $178,500 US. In the following, I'm going to tell you the detail of these projects, but for now, we can say that the unit cost made no sense at all in the lighting industrial project. Therefore, in our industrial product system, there are no description like we are selling the street lights, we are selling the floodlights, or we are selling the highway lights. Instead, we are going to say that we are selling the highway lighting solution, we are selling the gas station lighting solution, and we are selling the tunnel light solution, and so on. Actually, the situation is the same in commercial lighting. For example, when you are looking for a fresh light, what you really need may be a lighting solution to help the seafoods or fruits look fresher and then achieve the purpose of helping end clients to sell more expensive or to sell more faster. For example, when you are looking for a panel light, what you really need may be a lighting solution to achieve the lowest cost and the maximum benefits under the existing office structure. Therefore, in our commercial product system, there are also no description like we are selling the panel lights, we are selling the spotlights, or we are selling the linear lights. Instead, we will say that we are selling the office lighting solution, we are selling the school lighting solution, we are selling the hospital lighting solution, and we are selling the museum lighting solution, and so on. Of course, there are many differences between the industrial lighting and commercial lighting. In brief, if we take industrial lighting as a muscle man, then commercial lighting is the opposite side, a gentle grow. For example, when you are driving on a highway, you will not care about the appearance of the street lights. For them, brightness is everything, which means that the hardware factors are the priority for industrial lighting projects, such as 1. Lighting efficiency. The wattage of many industrial lighting fixtures is very large, which has a great impact on electricity costs. Second, light distribution curve. It determines the scope of the lights. The unreasonable lighting curve design will cause light loss or greatly reduce lighting effects. 3. Lifespan. The longer the lifespan, the shorter the cost of the repair and replacement of lighting fixtures. That's why the lifespan is very important. However, for commercial lighting, people is the priority. That's the biggest difference as the commercial lighting than the industrial lighting. In addition of brightness, special lighting effects will also be very important. Lighting fixtures for showcase need to achieve the richer color duration, for example. Lighting fixtures for museum need to achieve a real and vivid color reproduction. The lighting fixtures for supermarkets need to adjust the lighting intensity automatically. Lighting fixtures for office need to reduce the glare. Lighting fixtures for classroom need to protect the children's eyes. That is to say, with the participation of people, all kind of lighting needs to have been appeared. Then I will introduce several commercial lighting applications to you for you to understand right now what kind of technology we can use. For example, the 480 nanometers for commercial lighting solutions. Do you know why we feel sleepy in the office but feel energetic under the sun? Because most indoor lighting fixture, they are lack of the wavelength from 480 nanometers to 495 nanometers, which can inhibit the melatonin production. What is this kind of melatonin? Melatonin is an amine hormone produced by the pineal gland in animals and humans. It plays a very important role in the regulating the body clock. When melatonin begins to produce, we will feel sleepy. But when we are under the sun, 480 nanometers light will inhibit the melatonin production and make us awake. That's the thing. Then, if we can make up this kind of 480 spectrum, whether people in special places such as like hospitals, schools, office will work or study more efficiently? The answer is yes. Now, solar spectrum is commonly used in our commercial lighting solution and due to the following reasons. 1. Creates a more calming environment and make everybody in this environment feel awake. Just like when you are in the office and right now you are under the 480 nanometers, you will feel awake and you don't easily get sleepy and you can work even better. 2. Meets human physiological needs, better promote human health and reduce the existence of sub-healthy conditions for office workers. Let's think for a while. If your lamp have such a function, how many clients will order it? You can combine the technology with panel lights or linear lights. It will add value to your products or your projects. I'm going to share you a case about how we do the application of the new products. In 2019 last year, Walmart, who has been cooperates with us for many years, they put forward a new requirement to us. They are saying that in the previous lighting projects, our linear lights were designed to turn on or turn off at the same time. However, this kind of solution didn't pay attention to the change of people flow in the supermarkets. Besides on it, Walmart proposed to turn on all the lights when there are many people and turn on fewer lights when there are fewer people. Just like below picture, you can see from the presentation. We can turn on any single lamp individually. We can turn on any two lamps or all the three lamps at the same time, according to the people flow in the supermarkets. In the traditional way, if we are going to achieve this kind of function, we need to use a very special driver, which is called DALI driver, the digital adjustable lighting interface, to make the adjustments. But the entire luminaire system will raise the cost by at least 30% if we are using this kind of special driver, which is impossible for the terminal customer to accept it. Is there any other way to achieve the same effect but without the cost increasing? And then we go to do the research. After the research, we found that the current installation method used in mall is a series wound. This means if we can make each lamp be in an independent parallel line, maybe we can solve the problem. Therefore, we start to work for it. We develop an end cam with a terminal. In addition to the direct connection between the lamps, each lamp has its own independent line. No matter how many lamps we want to turn on or turn off, we can easily achieve it. Such a plug, a very small plug, saves the project cost by 30% and help us achieve the cooperation with Walmart in the new mall lighting project. This is one case that we did before. And from this case, we can see that the commercial lighting products and industrial lighting products are really different from ordinary products. For example, when let's say we are a consumer or we are a client, we are going to purchase like 100 tables. We can ask, hey, how much is the table? How much is the price? But purchasing lamps, I'm sorry, it is quite different. Because what we purchase is a complete project solution, but not product itself. The unit price of lamps is not so important. The most important is the total project budget. Return to the case. If our competitor has a similar unit products at a low price, but has to add in a daily driver, the total cost is still higher. And then, what then? Make no sense. Even the products with a lower cost, but make no sense. So, in conclusion, when we choose suppliers for industrial lighting or commercial lighting, we have to pay more attention to whether he has the ability to develop and adjust the products according to the project demands. That is the most important thing. Then we can achieve a maximum value. We can minimize the cost. We can minimize the risk. Let me show you another real case. It's about the land technology. It's about the real case we talked about at the very beginning. This is the land technology development for the industrial lighting projects. Just like some years ago, a client who focused on the street light, he is focused on the street light business. And one day he complained to us. He is saying that the project cost is getting higher and higher and he needs the cheaper products to break the situation. If it is a normal case, we are going to reply to him that, hey, what kind of target price you need, we'll do our best. But no, we are not doing this kind of thing. After further communication, we find the calm problem is lying below. In the previous lighting projects, our street lights were designed to match a 2 lanes of each way. But nowadays, there is some lighting demand for a 4 lanes each way. In order to achieve the lighting standard, and then our clients, they chose to add a row of street lights to the right lane. Although at this time the row is bright enough, but he need to pay double of the cost, and maybe sometimes because of the cost he lose the projects, because this kind of solution is without a competitive price. And to solve this kind of problem, we propose that maybe we can find an angle regulator can be added to the street lights to solve this kind of problem. What is angle regulator? Just something like this. You can put it on your street lights to make the street lights have more lights to the road. And once the angle of the street light can be adjusted higher, more area will be illuminated. However, this solution is not perfect enough in the cost saving. In addition to increasing the cost of the structural parts by 50%, and due to the larger size of the salary, we also need to increase the logistical and the installation cost. That's why we are talking about this may be not a perfect solution. And since the client's needs have not been met as a professional business team, we have to find a better way to solve this kind of problem. After a lot of research, we realized that maybe a lens can also have this kind of function, like adding an angle regulator. But at that time, we not yet have enough knowledge of the optics than today, because it was just several years ago. And we have to ask our supplier for help. We asked our supplier, the mental body supplier, to recommend different lens, and then we send them abroad to matching the test. We send them to the overseas, send them to our clients to do the test. And sadly, we have sent plenty of lens, the samples, but we still cannot find the suitable one. Why? Because our supplier is only a mental body supplier. They didn't understand our needs very clear, but they just talking about you need lens, you need different lens. Okay, I'm going to send you all the lens I have. Something like that. This is not working. 2 months later, we cannot stand all the wasted time and we decided to do something by ourselves. We are thinking about this is the waste of time. We fly directly to our supplier's sample room and we found a matching lens after 2 hours searching. We're searching the lens in the sample room and then we're asking, hey, this lens, this sample is from which supplier? But at that time, the sad thing is our supplier, they didn't remember where this lens we found came from, which supplier. Although at that time we were very angry, we know that solving the problem is our main task, so we need to keep working. We do a lot of research in our system in the internet, and then finally, from the custom data, we finally found that the matching lens factory. And this time, we intend to cooperate directly with the lens manufacturer to improve the procurement efficiency. So, from the mental body supplier, and then we fly to the lens factory. However, this does not mean things have been gone well since then. We facing a new problem. With the help of the optical knowledge and the equipment of the lens manufacturer, we can completely the simulation test in the factory instead of sending samples abroad every time, which, yes, greatly save time and save a lot of cost. But most of the clients from this kind of lens factory, they are all from the Europe and they know nothing about North America. No matter it is the certification standard, the tax standard, the verification method, blah, 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 something like that. But our client is from North America, which means that we have to take up the task of understanding policies and regulation of North America. First, we search a lot of documents about North America tax standards, and then we check the most coin contents, just like we read the documents like such thing, a very much documents. And secondly, we discuss the best solution with the engineer and to realize the vision. Thirdly, we accompany engineer to continuously adjust the structure of the products based on the test results. And finally, after the client completes the latest lens, completes the sample test, he sent us an email saying that, cheers, the test result is great, Daniel. And then, after that, the clients place 5 of the 40 high-Q container order with this newly developed lens. That's the thing we do before. And because no expensive handlers are required, the purchase cost is reduced by a total of US dollar 178,500 US dollar. Excluding the reduced logistic costs and the installation costs. If we're adding that, that would be much more. From this case, we can see that the production and sales in many trading companies and factories are distinct. People who engage in designing and producing, sometimes they do not understand clients and the markets. They will only immerse themselves in the laboratory and specialize in some expensive and unrequired products. As for people who engage in selling, they do not understand the products. They cannot mobilize the resources to maximize the client's certification with the minimum cost and the lowest risk. That's the problem of most of the factory and the trading company. In addition to these gains, we have also increased the professional knowledge of the optics and lens products, which has achieved a cost reduction of 60% for the lens products. And that's the following story. And due to time constraints, I will not share in the live broadcast. And if you are interested, please email me. I would like to share with you more story. Following, I'm going to tell you another thing is about the original white series. That's another line of our products. Do you know why the leaf is green and why the sea is blue? Do you know how colors are produced? Do you know the color you see is not from the objects itself? It's kind of interesting questions. Actually, as you may already know, there are too many puzzles about the color, then I'm going to solve them one by one. At first, the color of the objects we see is the result of light refraction, but not the color from the objects. For example, when sunlight shines on the leaf, almost all the colors are absorbed by it. Only the green is reflected and enter our eyes, and then we see green. From this perspective, whether the object's color looks good or not, it depends on the illuminating light source, but not the object itself. Recall our daily life. Why the fruits on the shelves looks fresh, but the colorless after leaving the supermarket? Why the lipstick in the makeup store is bright red, but cool red after being brought home? This is because their light sources are specially designed to enhance the degree of the color reduction. In the professional field, this is called CRI, the color rendering index. The closer the CRI is to 100, the higher the color rendering ability, which is similar to sunlight. However, there is a big challenge for LED. Actually, almost all LED products are emitting blue lights through the current's excitation chip, and then adjust to the blue lights into the design color through the phosphor. This results in the incomplete spectrum. Either blue light is rather strong or the other lights are weak, or yellow light is rather strong and other lights are weak. They are difficult to simulate the continuous and ever-range spectrum of some lights, especially the red lights, which we call the R9. This means that if your lighting applications are required for high color reduction, such as the supermarkets, the display window, the printing factories, etc., you should pay attention to the R8 and the R9 parameters. The light source used should simulate the sunlight spectrum, like the below picture we can see from the presentation. By the way, the wavelength can seen by people is generally 390 to 760. Beyond the range is invisible light, so we don't need to pay attention to the light's end of the spectrum in the color field. In our original white series, vivid color can be achieved, although its color reproduction is not as high as daylight. The light efficiency is higher, like something 100 to 130 lumens per watt, which is more suitable for application with higher color requirement and long-term operation. Next, I'm going to show you our eye protection series. Open your phone setting. We can find most phones have an eye protection mode. And when the mode is turned off, the screen is white and bright. After turned on, the screen is yellow and dark. That's almost right now, every phone will have that. Some people may have some questions. Is this operation can really effective? How does it protect our eyes? To better understand it, we have to start with the light damage to eyes. As we all know, sunlight is the mixture of light energy at different wavelengths, right? According to the experiments in 1996, we know that the 450 nanometer, which is the short-wave blue light, is the most harmful wavelength to eyes. The experiments merely include three parts. The first part is that the blue light can cause macular damage and vision loss, and children are the more vulnerable. This is the first one. The second thing is that due to the short wavelength, the blue light cannot fall on the retina. We have to concentrate more to see clearly, which may cause the visual fatigue that make you feel tired. 3. Blue lights may disrupt sleep and melatonin level, which could lead to a health problem that make you cannot sleep. What terrible is almost all the LED productions, they are emitting the blue lights. This kind of wavelength is about 450 to 455 through the current excitation chip, and then adjust the blue lights into the desired color through the phosphor. In addition to the existence of large amounts of short-wave blue lights, as the use time increased, the phosphor gradually declines and blue lights will more easily to penetrate the phosphor. This means that the damage to eyes will continue to be serious. At this time, LED manufacturer came up with the adjustment of the phosphorus ratio to make yellow lights greater than blue lights. That is a warm white with low color temperature. It can effectively reduce the short-wave blue lights penetrating the phosphor and reaching our eyes directly, maybe about 30% to 40%. From this perspective, the eyes protection mode is effective. Of course, we cannot purchase the LED products only based on the eyes protection description, but to understand the actual principle, product spectrum, and how much is the short wavelength blue light energy. For example, many LED products they on the market achieve eyes protection by adjusting the color temperature, which is actually not perfect for eye health. Therefore, we have designed and produced plenty of lamps for special lighting application, such as classroom lighting. What's that? A good portion of the best time of one's life is spent in the school. Most of the physical development age of our life is also happened in school too. The importance of lighting to the students' physical and mental health are evident. Choose our solar spectrum series and black body radiation spectrum light source. We can use 5600K as primary lighting during the day and use the 3200K as primary lighting for self-study at night. Choose our non-flicker direct diving system to dive and control the lights can achieve the following functions. 1. The asphyxial lighting will be used as a supplementary lighting when the light condition is good, while it will be used as primary lighting when the light condition is not good. 2. When used as a supplementary lighting, it will make up the illuminance automatically. 3. During the day, just like today, 5600K as the main lighting and the 3200K as the main lighting at night. 4. The color temperature and illuminance can be adjusted by timer or remote controller to meet the special needs. In conclusion, whether it is industrial lighting or commercial lighting, as competition becoming bigger and bigger right now in the markets, also the products are becoming more and more looks. Everybody seems the same in the markets, and we need to make a change. relying on products' value as before, we will eventually be eliminated by the market. This is why we are committed to implementing special lighting effects in different applications, like classroom, eyes protection series, 480 nanometer, and rim series, office, 480 series, sharp, original white series. Different application and different technology concerns will produce richer profits. That's one thing I'm quite sure. In the past few days, we have talked more about the technology, the products, and the solutions. From tomorrow, we will use more practical cases to explain what we are doing in the international trade process and the value we create for you and for our clients. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.